One very interesting topic I want to talk about for employees, their technology vision. Hello, everybody. So, here I am back talking about the result season, or maybe I could say I am kickstarting the result season again with Accenture result, and I track Accenture result for two reasons, or maybe few reasons I could say. One, first of all, it gives you the trend, what's happening in the broader IT industry. Second, it gives you ample idea about how the demand environment will grow or maybe shrink. And it also gives a good hint of how the things are moving for employees. Whatever happens with Accenture result sets the tone for IT companies in India. So if you are investing in IT companies, maybe this is where you need to spend bit more time on. So first thing, just take a deep breathe. I'm telling you, when I looked at the financial of Accenture, they are clearly hinting that the demand environment, which we saw in 2021, is as robust as, or I could say, or it is as good as it was in 2021, and that is a positive news. Simply because even if we have a minor shock in demand environment, we will have a very bad hit in the stock market, so very bad impact on the stock market performance, and also that will be a sentiment change for all other uh, people indirectly. For example, employees, shareholders, investors, so everybody will be impacted. That's why we are talking about the company again. So here are some of the numbers from Accenture. Accenture's total revenue is $15 billion, and which is 24 billion, so 24% better than last year's same period. And to put that in perspective, if we see 24% growth year on year for such a large company, that's a huge. I would also tell you that Accenture has raised their full year guidance for 2022 to about 20 to 24 to 26%, though the margins will see a very slight change of 10 bps, but this is unprecedented at at a staggering revenue of about $60 billion. If you are trying to tell us that you can grow at 24%, 24 to 26%, that means they are expecting the revenue to be crossing $75 billion in this year itself. And there are clearly hints we can find in their result. So let us have a look. Their markets, North America grew by 26%, which is $7.1 billion now. Their Europe is growing 31%, which is a 5 billion figure. Their other markets are growing very well, so about 30% growth year on year. If we talk about their industrial groups, communication media 32%, uh, financial services 25%. So these two contribute a lot. So it's about 3 billion and 3 billion here. Likewise, public subs and health services, it's growing well. Product and resources, they are contributing fairly well. What's important is that they have not seen a margin expansion. So that means um, they are not able to bill highly to the customer. Maybe this quarter for them is bit expense oriented, where they are doing lot of hiring and lot of these new resources are in the initial phase, is extra cost. What's important, if you look at the highest ever, the booking number $19 billion or close to $20 billion is amazing number. And if we see the 2 quarter numbers, that's already about $35 billion. By that rate, probably they will cross $70 billion in the booking numbers. That's a huge number. So that's why they have been able to grow so fast. And the recipe is that they have been growing organically as well as inorganically. If you see, since the arrival of the new CEO Julia Sweet, they have been on an expansion, or they have been on or in an acquisition streak, where they are hiring, or they are acquiring every company every second week. So that's a huge number. In an year they are acquiring about 30 to 40 to 50 companies. That's huge, and that their revenue, when they are merged with the company's revenue, they are adding a lot in their company's growth strategy. And this is just contrary to what Indian IT companies or other IT companies are doing. See the numbers from India. They have been growing at a pace of about 10 to 15%. Most of these companies, large IT companies, whether it is Wipro, TCS, only one company which is matching Accenture's performance is Infosys, but that too is all organic. They are not acquiring companies. So uh, great numbers for Accenture, and they are acquiring lot of I'm saying lot of assets via these acquisitions. Moving on, if you see the total revenue for this year in these two quarters has already touched 30 billion, and last year they were about 50 billion. With this run rate, they are likely to go upwards $60 billion when the year is completing. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm just simply fascinated by the kind of growth Accenture has been bringing in over last 2 3 years. That's great number. As I said, their new big bookings have already gone above 30 by $5 billion. That means they will reach 70 to $75 billion by the end of this year. And their four verticals: cloud, interactive, industry, security, they are growing very well. What's interesting is that their return on invested capital, equity, and assets all have been remarkable. So look at this. This is 12-month ended. That means on 20 on this date, last 12 months were about 33% growth. They have been very consistent here. Now, coming to employee part, if you see about 1 year ago on this date, so by this date they had about 535,000 employees, which has gone close to 700,000 employees. So it's a net addition of around 160,000 or over 160,000 employees. Not to forget that their attrition is at their highest level, with the utilization ratio of 92%. Their attrition is at highest level, which is which was 17% in the last quarter. In the last year, maybe by on in August quarter, their attrition was annualized 19%, but in that quarter it was just standalone quarter, it was 14%. So for employees, it seems the good days are still going very strong, and they will continue to remain. So if you are an employee, one interesting trend which is coming up in IT and could be a potential uh, of lot of growth in future is that is here. Meet me in the metaverse. And if you see this metaverse story, it's coming out very nicely. Recently, Infosys said that they have a huge stake in the metaverse. Mm, Facebook has renamed itself as Meta, so metaverse is coming from there. Recently, if I recall it correctly, Microsoft acquired a lot of capabilities in this metaverse space. So what it is telling us, maybe future is becoming more digital with this metaverse, where you have a digital twin. Everybody might have a digital twin. People are working in these collaborative digital spaces. That theme is coming up, and I'm telling you, this theme is very nascent, where you have it's a mix of AR, VR, or MR, mixed reality. You need to watch out this. So if you want to probably be an early bird, uh, maybe it is time you start putting in your effort in these directions. I hope you found this discussion useful, and I would continue to track this space for any major change. And if you like this discussion, do not forget to comment, like, and share. Thank you.